Hello YouTube gardeners. This week at Southern California Gardening, we are continuing our quest to add more foods rich in anthocyanins, which means many more blueberry bushes. The vitamin C and vitamin A in blueberries function as a powerful antioxidant and have been linked to protecting cells against damage. They've been linked to having benefits for heart health, bone strength, skin health, blood pressure, diabetes management, cancer prevention, and mental health. In just 1 cup of blueberries, you get 24% of your vitamin C, which we know is an antioxidant, 5% of our B6, and 36% of our vitamin K daily requirement. And this is why we're adding many more blueberry bushes to our edible landscape. And what makes this blueberry variety, the Legacy Blueberry, special and perfect for Southern California growing is, it is, heat tolerant and drought tolerant. It does say zones 5 through 8, but we are growing blueberries in this section over here where it sees mostly partial shade for most of the day and then gets some direct sunlight in the afternoon hours. And they're enjoying growing in this area. But growing blueberry bushes in Southern California, we definitely have to get creative. So although these are doing good in this area, when we hit the mid-summer, the 100+ temps, I do have to get the shade cloth out, cover them up, and they do just fine. Blueberries are so important to us, so if it takes a little bit of maintenance, it's definitely worth it. Hey Pumpkin, how's your day going? Ooh, we're gonna have some berries soon. Another reason why they enjoy growing here is they stay nice and moist, and since they're planted up against the wall, their roots are going under the building, so the roots are staying nice and moist, which blueberry bushes love. So we have 2 bushes here, and we're gonna get in 4 more bushes over here. And even though they recommend the spacing to be several feet in between each plant, I have read that 2 feet is sufficient, so that is what we've done due to the limited space in this area where they enjoy growing. Plus, when you read about growing blueberry bushes, the more you plant, the more blueberries you're gonna get, and you'll even get bigger blueberries when you plant multiple plants together. So I'm gonna get these guys in the ground and go over the growing requirements for blueberry bushes. Unlike other berry plants, blueberries have very specific growing requirements to be successful. So I'll briefly go over their growing requirements and then share an online source for a deeper study on how to grow blueberries. All right, ready to get these guys in the ground? We are growing in a sunny to partial shade location, and blueberry bushes are very particular about the soil requirements. They prefer acidic soils, so a pH of 5.2 and under. And this online source says a fail-safe way to grow blueberry bushes in almost any soil is to incorporate some peat moss into the planting medium. So you can see there I have an EB Stone organic green moss, and I also have that other one. It's an organic moss from Home Depot. For watering requirements, they recommend keeping the root zone moist throughout the growing season. And a great way to do that is to mulch heavily. We have mulched our other blueberry bushes with pine needles. They recommend keeping the soil moist but not soggy, giving them at least 1 inch of water per week during the growing season, and then up to 4 inches per week during fruit ripening. As I mentioned, we're spacing our plants about 2 feet apart, and when I get them into the ground, I'm going to make sure that this part of the plant is going to be about 1/2 inch higher than the existing ground dirt, just like it is in this container. I'm going to be mixing in a very small amount of this down-to-earth fertilizer for these very young blueberry plants and a little more for this more established blueberry plant. And they also mention not allowing the young blueberry plants to bear fruit until they're well established. And this one has got some blossoms on it, just a couple, so I'll just be pinching those off. And they recommend heavy pruning each year to avoid overfruiting with results that end up in very small fruit or poor growth. They even said, we assure you that aggressive annual pruning will result in a heavier, more vigorous plant and a more prolific fruit production. So these established blueberry plants have lots of dead wood in there, so I'm going to get in there and heavily prune it like it recommends. Fertilizing, they recommend blood meal and cottonseed meal. Work it in really well and avoid using manures as they can damage the plants. And lastly, some common mistakes to avoid. Make sure that the plant roots aren't planted too deep or too shallow. Make sure to pack the soil firmly around the roots. Water well, but not every day, and avoid fertilizers that burn. Wait to fertilize until the plants are established to avoid fertilizer burn. All right, that's it for now. This video went a lot longer than I wanted it to, but blueberries are pretty touchy. Here is the online source, fallcreeknursery.com, and they grow all over the planet. Look at that, United States, Canada, Mexico, Chile, Argentina. So they have some excellent advice. You could see how close the plants are planted. All right, so for more information on how to grow your own food in Southern California, hit the subscribe button. Hope you guys have a great week and enjoy your garden.